I founded Mirova 6 years ago. Basically, at that time, it was still very difficult to integrate social and environmental impacts into the investments. So it was not really mature. So we wanted to do it very consciously, with a high conviction. So this was the reason of the creation of Mirova with a couple of colleagues. We decided to make this spin-off from Natixis Asset Management and to really to focus on integrating social and environmental impact in all we do in different kind of investments, equities, bonds, infrastructure, and now natural capital. Research is key because we lack, very thoughtful data, about this. So we wanted to really not only rely on external research, but do our own research. So we have built a team of 12 people completely focused on analyzing environmental and social impact for companies and projects. And of course, we wanted to do this also with others, with the academics, with all researchers, and create this kind of partnership with them. So we have worked a lot, for example, with the Cambridge University a couple of years ago to define what is exactly the way we can use the SDGs as indicators for investors, which was not really easy because starting from the 17 SDGs, it's not very easy to use it as a tool for investors. And we made this work, trying to translate the 70s SDGs into 6 areas of impacts that we could work with as investors. So far, climate change is clearly the one that investors understand. And it's because it's the more easy to measure with quantitative tools. Even it's not that easy because we have been working a lot the last years to compute a carbon footprint of portfolios, which was not really straightforward because we have to integrate direct, indirect impact of carbon footprint, avoided emission in the future. All this has to be really be computed clearly. But it's easier for investors to deal with climate change than to deal with biodiversity, for example, which is something which is clearly not in the radar screen of investors today, because we lack data on this, we lack methodology, and probably this is the next frontier we have to reach. Finance is key. We need finance, public finance and private finance as well, working together, which is what we call blended finance. Using public money, smartly in order to attract private money. So finance is key, but finance will be, really impactful if we change the way finance is behaving, if we go away from short-termism, look really at the long term, if we understand that shareholder value is only a myth that we have to get away from as well. So if we do this, then finance could be something very important and a very powerful tool to meet our challenges. There is no clear definition because for some of the people in the industry, impact finance means that you take impact first and then return on the second hand, and that you prioritize impact to return. This is not exactly the way we see it. We think that now we can do both. We can provide returns to investors if we structure the products very smartly again, and have an impact at the same time. So of course the expectation needs to be thoughtful, but we want to scale it up. We don't want impact to stay into a niche. We think that impact should be really mainstream and across the board. So that's the kind of difference that we see today in terms of definition. A good question. I don't know. I mean, clearly during the financial crisis in 07, 08, at that time I've been working in the asset management business for 20 years. I was a quantitative asset manager, so I felt a little bit bad. I mean, what we have done in the last 20 years, clearly led to something what wasn't good. I mean, and so I started to think about how can I reconcile what I really think, which is that finance should be about really facing challenging. I mean, just investing in a better world, and the work I was doing. So it was a starting point of of all what I did the last 10 years.